Welcome back to another video. This is Bacon Grease Studios, and this is just going to be a part 2 of the Devlog series I started in the last video, where we're going to turn my book into a video game. So, if you have watched the first video, great, welcome back. If you haven't, I would recommend going and watching that one and then coming back and watching this one. So that being said, in today's devlog, we're going to be focusing more on graphics rather than functionality. We want the game to be looking good. We want the game to be looking presentable. We got the basic functionality done. Maybe we'll add a little bit more functionality, but for the most part, we're just going to add graphics in today's video. And that's about all I had to say to start. So let's get right into the video. Immediately, I decided that the pasty white cubic death box I was using as a stand-in for the cruiser needed to become spicy. So I pulled out a blender and began modeling an epic jet.
Wow!
We all know that if you pulled up to school in this bad boy, you'd most definitely get all the chicks. At least within a 100-mile radius, of course. I added some post-processing and wind streaks to the wings, but there is this weird delay fracturing thing happening that I really want fixed. And it's driving me insane. So if any of you guys know how to fix it and make it buttery smooth, please comment down below. Then I started to paint the terrain, but quickly realized that 1, it looks like my dog ate it and then crapped it out into a nearby dumpster, and 2, I was way too lazy to paint the entire map. So I watched a quick tutorial by this man right here, shout out to him, go watch his video, and then I downloaded an awesome add-on from the asset store that allows me to procedurally generate the texture based on height and slope. So now we have some textured terrain for our cruiser to fly in. I slapped on a skybox, tweaked the post-processing, and added fog to the map, giving it a little bit of depth. I then duplicated the map to make it like 10 times bigger, and while you can sneak under the map and fly down to hell if you want to, we're gonna call it a feature for now.
Bruh.
Kidding. Maybe. What? No, I'm kidding. Then I amped up the main menu a little bit, added some music and some sound effects, and made it spicy.
Nice.
Here's the gameplay so far. It was at this moment of playtesting that I realized that if I wanted this game to be realistic, I needed some consequences for smashing your cruiser against the side of a mountain. So after a few hours of coding and immense mental pain, I got it working just fine. Right now, you run around and the gun just kind of spawns out of nowhere and floats in front of you, like you're using your mind's eye or something like a witch. So it was time to add some arms to the player. I stole a great model off the internet by this man, so thanks a bunch. I animated the idle position and dragged the blender file into Unity, then added a shiny black material to the arms. Now we have hands, but they don't do much. So I quickly animated a run cycle and implemented it into the code, doing the same for a short glide animation. The next thing I thought to add was a small health slider above the enemy, so you know exactly how close you are to murdering. So you know exactly how close you are to making the bean disappear. But when trying, I made a fatal mistake. The health variable was an integer instead of a float, or in other words, a whole number instead of a decimal. And the problem was that a slider goes from 0 to 1, so I had to divide the health, which at full was 100, so I had to divide it by 100 so I could get an accurate percentage of the bar. So the health, when being divided, would snap to 0, and the easy fix was to switch the health variable over to a float, which makes me kinda wanna commit sleep. I made a few small tweaks to the gun, making it snap not only to the position of the hand, but also to the rotation of the hand. Next, I added a short delay to the gun, so you couldn't just absolutely destroy Jimmy, and quite frankly, he destroys you. No! Oh! To end the second devlog of my game Resist Power, I added a gun sound effect, and I downloaded a war effects pack from the asset store and quickly just applied it to my game, implementing both a muzzle flash and a dust hit at the raycast hit position. So after a hard day's work, here's some gameplay. First things first, I appreciate all the comments in the last video, all the feedback, and so thanks for that. But if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, like, share, watch my videos on loop if you need to.